hope you'll forgive me from departing from my usual videos on Holdfast to talk about one of my new favorite games, Starship Troopers Extermination. I had the opportunity to play it this past weekend, and I thought I would take a few minutes to review it and highlight some of the great and not so great things about this newly published game. Is it worth picking up right now at $25? And what kind of person would enjoy it? Is it buggy? I'll answer these questions and highlight some of my experience with in-game footage.
Let's go. Oh god, they're through the walls. They're through the walls.
Royal, you're on your own, trooper!
Southeast is breached.
Right off the bat, Starship Troopers is fun. It is pure, unashamed, uncomplicated fun. I played it for 3 hours straight one night, and never once did I think, oh, this is getting old, or wow, this part of the game sucks. I think it is rare for a game to be able to create an experience that is 100% fun all the way through. Whether we were just dropping down on an alien planet, carting minerals back to a refinery, defending the base, or exfiltrating to our gunship, every single part of every round is simple fun, and I think that cannot be overstated. One of the best things Starship Troopers does is flood you with opportunities to roleplay and engage. You are given your mission via a newsreel and a background announcer, and critically, you are physically dropped off by a dropship onto the planet and immediately attacked.
Stone assault and secure mission has been administered by command. Carry out the objectives as ordered. Fire out.
You almost constantly have an objective, and you are almost constantly busy. There is never a minute of idleness. You are always part of your squad and your team. You are always essential to the fight, but never an individual hero. You are indeed one part of a team holding back the horde together. Also critically, there is in-game voice communication, or VoIP, that lets everyone communicate with the 15 other players on their team. You can use this not only to coordinate objectives and positions, but also simply engage with the environment you're thrust into, an incredibly chaotic and brutal fight to the death against the enemy bugs. You may start off shouting commands for roleplay's sake, but by the middle of the fight, you may be shouting for real as you call in for backup at your advanced position or radio to your teammates that the base has been breached from the south. You will thank a brother when he risks it all to revive you, and he will thank you when you cover him as he reloads his rocket launcher. The game puts you so far into the thick of it that it is sometimes hard to remember that you're simply playing a video game. What Extermination does so incredibly well is fully immerse you into the battlefield, despite not even being in VR or having the world's best graphics. Encounters with the enemy are almost constant, and playing on the normal difficulty felt both fair and challenging. We won most rounds, but not all. Sometimes I didn't make it back to the dropship because I was playing the heavy class and got cut off defending the point of egress. But I was okay with that, proud even. Winning most fights but losing a few is probably the perfect balance for a co-op shooter like this one. The game is well balanced gameplay-wise. I always felt like I was putting in work in the fight. You probably could sneak through the entire battle, never once firing your gun or doing anything else to help, but the weight of that would likely be noticeable on the whole of your team. Perhaps not enough to tip the balance to defeat, but certainly to make things much more difficult for them. 16 players is probably the perfect size for this game. I was able to play with 7 or 8 friends, and the other random people who filled the team were almost always good-hearted and did their part. Only once in my entire time playing did we run into a team killer.
Cease fire, doofus! Cease fire!
Oh shit.
Be advised, doofus is friendly firing!
Doofus is a friendly fire. Remember that.
This is a McAsshole.
Yeah, we know. He's keep throwing fire at
Put him down!
I like how you can reload
Don't
while
revive
using
him! Doofus, go back to your mom's basement! The battlefield is no place for you!
Damn, fucking.
Oh, damn.
Shit.
Yes, there is friendly fire in this game, but we were able to put him down without much annoyance. In fact, ruthlessly but also hilariously, he was the only one of our team to not get a return trip ticket. Friendly fire is on, but it is not debilitating and fits more into the roleplay aspect. It takes a lot of shots to bring someone down just from friendly fire, and it is more of an annoyance than anything else, because you get a hit marker at your 6 anytime someone hits you. However, I think putting friendly fire in was not only a good choice, but a necessary one. It adds to the realistic immersion that I mentioned earlier, and also rewards players for good fireteam tactics, like having clear lines of sight. Base building in Extermination is easy to pick up, and not necessary to master if it's not your thing. All 16 players pull from a collective pool of available walls, turrets, ammo crates, and barriers. If you are new to the game and don't know what you're doing, you can still very critically help the team by just building the blueprints that other players lay down. Although this facet of the game could potentially be open to trolling or griefing, I didn't once notice any of the hundreds of players I fought with do anything to that effect. This was refreshing and encouraging. Veteran players literally took on the role of sergeants and corporals, taking charge of the situation, while newer players stood ready to help where able or asked to. Gunplay both during the sieges and when walking between objectives is usually interesting and fun. There's nothing annoying to me about the gunplay itself. There are several different types of bugs to fight, and there is a level of knockback to weapons that greatly encourages teams to spray down groups of enemies together. The basic assault rifle has 60 shots in a magazine, which is probably the perfect amount. You are able to fight in a sustained manner, especially if firing semi-auto, and reloads don't take too long either. You are given an adequate amount of ammunition, and choosing when to return to the ammo crates to replenish is a welcome strategic decision. You can indeed run out of ammo when you're wasteful and end up in trouble, but it's rare for that to happen and your own fault anyway. Grenades and rocket launchers are satisfying and fun to use.
Don't be afraid to toss a grenade.
What's the grenade button, sir?
It's G, like every other video game. Major contact all over. Get to the bunkers. Get to the bunkers.
The grenades are replenished on a timer, which encourages players to actually use them, and correct usage of a variety of weapons can certainly help make sure your team doesn't get overrun. The variety of maps and modes, even in this early stage of the game, isn't too sparse. Although I did start to recognize maps, I was never bored of them. You have a different team each time, and different players will react and build in different ways. There are also 3 different classes, each with a different perk that lets you mix up the combat and situation. I ended up playing most of the time as the heavy class, with my perk of being able to toss down a 360-degree barrier around myself for added protection and added accuracy. Although I was slower than the other 2 classes, I enjoyed playing close to my team, so this sort of thing was right up my alley. The other 2 classes are the basic infantry, which gets a jetpack, and a medic, which gets healing abilities and faster building. So what do I not like about Extermination? Well, I think first and foremost it needs more content. More classes would be nice, more maps, more enemies, more guns, and more things to do. Although I haven't gotten bored yet, I could see how other people could with the amount of content right now. Currently, this is probably not the best game to grind, especially if you're playing solo, as you're liable to get bored or frustrated. But with a team, playing with some friends, enabling yourself to be immersed into the environment, it is hard not to have fun. Secondly, I think the potential for griefing is there, and will become more commonplace in the future. As people get bored and the game becomes more mainstream, players will likely try to sabotage the team's efforts in any way possible just for the thrill of it, and there will be a second war in everyone's hands while you're fighting the bugs. This could get annoying real fast. Although my experience with the potential team killer was not something to get too stressed about, if a fourth of your team, for example, is actively sabotaging your effort, it will likely become too frustrating to try to play. Something that could assist with this would be the ability to stick with your entire team after the conclusion of the round. Once you find a team that is both friendly and capable, you could stick with them for a few more battles to keep up the fight. Finally, I think one area where this game could be improved is the squad system. Squads of up to 4 players exist, but other than a comparison of points at the end of the match and showing up as a different icon in the game, there's nothing to encourage squads to work as a unit. It would be cool if squads could get an accuracy, health, or other bonus for being close to each other, or if squads could be ordered by the squad leader to accomplish small in-game objectives. All in all, Starship Troopers Extermination is a truly fun, truly immersive, and truly awesome game to play right now, despite its early access. If it was $40 or $50, I may caution its purchase, but for $25 right now, this game is well worth its price if you enjoy shooters, and especially co-op shooters. Even without friends to play with, you can make your own friends and allies in game pretty easily with a bit of lightheartedness and teamwork. Perhaps my favorite thing about this game, and also one of the reasons I enjoy playing holdfast line battles, is that you must rely on your teammates, and your teammates must rely on you if you want to achieve victory. You are just one soldier in the mobile infantry, and the bugs are hundreds in every battle. Teamwork, coordination, and sometimes even self-sacrifice are what leads you to a win. A lot of little things in this game just add to the fun. You're able to salute dead bodies, salute the flag, your character comments when they take friendly fire, and all deaths switch to permanent once the final dropship lands. All of the small decisions by the developers consciously make the game better, and showcase the thought they put into making this more of an experience and less of just a video game. So my rating? Buy it. Try it. You'll probably like it. This game has a ton of potential and is in a good state even now. There's nothing like the feeling of loading back into your dropship, 16 strong, everyone cheering in chat and dropping lead on the bugs left behind. You've earned your citizenship and you've earned a bit of pride. Thanks for watching, and be sure to give me a like if you enjoyed this review, and I'll see you out there, troopers.
Everyone, it was a pleasure playing with you guys. Fall back from the sound.
Back in the fight, soldier. Thank you.
So, yeah, North is fallen.
I know, just save the arc, protect the
Foobar
arc.
all over, shoot what you can.
The way we win is protect the arc. Protect it. Where did I get shot from? Oh, I got blown up.